Real love is one of the deepest desires in the human heart, yet so many chase after it in ways that leave them empty, broken, and disillusioned. There are countless people who have pursued what they thought was love, only to discover it was an illusion, something built on appearances, convenience, or selfish gain, rather than on truth and purity, and so the heart becomes weary, tired of deception, longing for something genuine. Real love does not rush in at the noise of the world. It enters quietly, purely, and powerfully after all that is false has been swept away. There is a process, a divine clearing, where the illusions are stripped, the masks are removed, and the heart is prepared to recognize and receive what is authentic. Until that happens, one may be surrounded by people, promises, and words that seem like love, but none of them carry the depth or the permanence of what is true. One of the greatest tragedies is when people mistake attachment, infatuation, or comfort for love. They see a glimpse of attention and call it devotion. They experience a moment of passion and call it destiny. They receive a promise and believe it will endure forever, only to watch it crumble at the first wind of testing. Why does this happen? Because what is fake often looks convincing. It dresses itself in words of care, it shows gestures of affection, it mimics what is real. But it lacks the foundation that makes love endure. Real love does not need to deceive. It does not need to manipulate. It does not make you lose yourself to keep it. Real love uplifts, it strengthens, and it grows even in seasons of difficulty. But before one can embrace such love, the heart must go through a process of clearing, a cleansing of past illusions, a release of what was never meant to stay. The first truth to understand is that the clearing away of the fake is often painful, yet it is necessary. So many hold on to the very things that are holding them back. They cling to relationships that do not honor them, friendships that drain them, or expectations built on lies. And when those things begin to fall apart, they wonder why it hurts so much if it was never real to begin with. The answer is that the heart often bonds even to what is harmful, because the human spirit longs for connection, for belonging, for being seen. So even false love leaves a mark when it departs, but just because something hurts to lose does not mean it was meant to be kept. Many times the pain you feel is the very proof that something false is being uprooted, so that something true can take its place. The clearing is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the removal of what was never meant to define your worth or your future. In that process of removal, patience becomes your greatest ally. People often want love immediately. They want assurance now. They want to know without waiting. But genuine love rarely comes in the rush of urgency. It often appears in the stillness after the storm. When you have been stripped of illusions, you begin to see yourself differently. You stop defining yourself by who stayed or who left. You begin to value your own heart enough not to give it away to the first hand that reaches for it without intention. This waiting season is not wasted time. It is the refining ground where your capacity to recognize real love is sharpened. Because if you rush, you will only repeat the same cycles, falling for the same empty promises, mistaking the same counterfeit gestures for something sacred. Another truth is that fake love often teaches the lessons that prepare you for the real thing. Though those seasons of disappointment, betrayal, or shallow connections feel like setbacks, they are often the very soil where discernment grows. You learn what words mean when they are backed by action. You learn what respect feels like when it is genuine, and what manipulation sounds like when it is hidden behind sweet tones. You begin to notice the difference between someone who wants to possess you and someone who wants to cherish you. The fake may have broken your heart, but it also taught your soul to long for something deeper, something honest, something steady. And when that clearing work is complete, you no longer crave attention for the sake of attention. You desire connection that is rooted in truth. There comes a moment after the clearing when your heart feels empty, but do not fear that emptiness. That is the space being made ready for what is real. Imagine a field overgrown with weeds before new seeds can take root. The ground must be cleared. That does not mean the field is barren forever. It means it is being prepared for harvest. In the same way, when false attachments are gone, when the illusions have faded, it may feel like loneliness at first, but in reality, it is the first sign of freedom. For now the heart is no longer entangled. Now it can breathe, it can heal, it can grow. When real love finally arrives, it will not come with confusion. It will not demand that you lose your identity to keep it. It will not rush you or break you to fit its shape. Real love brings peace even in its early stages. It gives you room to be honest, room to express your fears, room to heal even as you walk together. It does not erase your past, but it helps you build a future. It respects your boundaries and nurtures your dreams. And the most beautiful thing about real love is that it often comes when you are not desperately searching for it, but when you have become whole enough to receive it without losing yourself again. There are many who wonder why they had to endure the heartbreak, the betrayal, the disappointment, the nights of unanswered questions. They ask why the fake had to come first if it was only going to leave. But there is a hidden mercy in that. If the fake had never come, you might never have learned the strength within you. You might never have awakened to the fact that you deserve more. You might never have let go of the childish notions of love built on fleeting emotions. The false came, yes, but it left, because it had no roots deep enough to stay. And its departure opened the door for something better, something lasting, something real. To those who feel the ache of that clearing season right now, take heart. You are not being abandoned, you are being positioned. The loneliness you feel is not a punishment, it is a recalibration. It is your heart realigning with truth, preparing itself to recognize the kind of love that will not leave you questioning your worth. Do not rush the process. Do not fill the empty spaces with another illusion just to silence the quiet. For the quiet is where your spirit learns to listen again, not to the noise of the world, but to the gentle assurance that what is real will come in its time. And when it does, you will see why the false had to be removed. You will see why certain people could not stay. You will understand why doors closed, why seasons ended, why promises faded. Because real love is not built on the unstable ground of compromise and pretense. It is built on honesty, mutual respect, and a shared vision of growth. Real love does not compete with your peace, it becomes part of it. It does not ask you to dim your light, it helps you shine brighter. The journey to real love is not only about finding someone else, it is also about finding yourself again. Each false connection often leaves behind a piece of doubt, a shadow of insecurity. The clearing season allows you to gather those pieces, to remind yourself that your value was never dependent on how others treated you. Your heart becomes stronger, wiser, and more compassionate, not bitter, not hardened, but discerning. That is the gift of having walked through the valley of the fake and coming out with your hope intact. In the end, real love does not arrive with the fanfare of the world. It arrives quietly, almost like a sunrise. You do not always see it coming, but one day you notice the light filling the room, and you realize the night is over. That is how it happens for those who allow the clearing to finish its work. Those who do not give up in the waiting, those who choose to heal rather than rush, those who believe that something true is worth the patience it demands, and when that moment comes, you will not only recognize real love, you will also be ready to honor it, to nurture it, and to grow within it. Real love is not the absence of challenges, it is the presence of commitment through them. It is the kind of connection that weathers storms, that deepens with time, that does not vanish when the newness fades. It is steady, enduring, and alive. And the beautiful truth is, it often comes after a season of pruning, after a period of letting go, after a time of surrendering what you thought you wanted for what you truly need. So if you are in that season now, hold on. Do not let the pain of losing the fake make you bitter. Let it make you better. Do not let the delay make you doubt your worth. Let it deepen your patience. And when the time comes when real love finally stands before you, you will know. Not because it dazzles you, but because it feels like home.